We're going to do a little project. We're going to actually make a model of DNA that you can use, kind of mess with, see how you can build things and practice working with the whole thing. In order to do that, we're going to need to make a model of a nucleotide, and you're going to use your hand. So before the video goes any farther, you're going to need a piece of paper, you're going to need a pen, and eventually you're going to need scissors. So you can go ahead and pause it for a second while you gather that stuff. That's okay, I'll wait. No, seriously, go get this stuff. All right, so now that you got your piece of paper and you got your pen, first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your hand down on the paper and you're going to trace the outline of your hand. It's going to look like this. This is going to be the base for our DNA molecule. Eventually, you're going to need to do both hands a few times to be able to build some DNA. Once you've traced your hand, then we're going to fill in the parts of the individual nucleotide on the hand. So follow along with me. It's going to look something like this. You're going to start out with the trace of the hand, and then in the thumb, you're going to put a P up here. That's our phosphate group. That's part of the backbone. And then below that, we're going to connect into our sugar, our 5-carbon sugar. We're going to number the carbons to keep track of them. So in the thumb, you're going to have the phosphate group. Going to come down and bond to carbon number 5 on the sugar. And then we're going to go down to the rest of the carbon molecule. So I'll give you a second to draw that far. Okay, and you can always pause and back up. So from there, we're going to add the rest of the sugar. It's going to look like a house. Mine's a little small. It's probably going to look better if you can manage to make that sugar molecule here fill the whole palm. And then we're going to go around and we're going to number the 5 sugar molecules. And then we're going to connect here into the middle finger. That's going to be where our nitrogenous base goes, either adenine or cytosine or thymine or guanine. Once you've got the whole thing filled in, you're going to have over here your phosphate group. You're going to have your 5-carbon sugar, and that 5-carbon sugar is going to have an oxygen up here at the top, and then the 5 carbons around it, and then it's going to connect out from carbon number 1 to the nitrogenous base. Okay, so once you've got this all filled in, then the last step is going to be to label up there. You're going to label out here that this is the nitrogenous base, and we're just going to label it generically as a base. And then you're going to cut the whole thing out. The reason that you need to do both hands is because depending on how much of the activities this week you've already done, you're going to have 2 hands, and the bases are going to connect right there. And then you have your phosphate, and you can go through and we can actually model then the phosphate to the sugar, to the phosphate, to the sugar, and you can make a chain. Ultimately, once you've successfully made a hand, go ahead and make the mirror image, so trace your other hand. You're going to need 6 of these hands, and then you're going to use them to make a Flipgrid video to explain the structure of the base and how the DNA links together to make a DNA molecule. That'd be fun. At least it'll be different.